Here's another quick example of how to iterate through a list, how to go through every item in the list. So I'm going to run my list again. I guess I already had it on the side. This time I have a list of names. It's called names. So I wrote a block. This time it's a reporter block. It's going to report back to me the position of some item in my list of names. So if I run this, the position of Sam is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so forth. George is not in the list, so I wrote code so that if it was not found, it would return the value -1. It's a very common thing in programming. Not found is -1. Carly, of course, is at position 1. Well, it found the first occurrence of Carly. Now, Carly was in there more than once, but I wrote the code to find the first occurrence. And of course, Alex is way at the end, number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's take a quick look at the code. Now, again, I'm iterating through a list. In here, it's called list. All right. Out here, it's called names. And then my variable a, of course, is whatever name you're looking for. So I'm iterating from 1. My for loop goes from 1 to the length of the list. And then I just have a little if block in here. If item I of the list happens to equal a again is the variable that I'm passing in here, right? So Sam in the first case. So if item 1 equals Sam, it's going to report back. It's going to jump out of this code, of this block, and report the value of I at that time. So it keeps iterating through. Look at item 2. Is that equal to Sam? No. 3, 4, 5. Finally, in the first case, item 5 equals Sam, so it reports back 5. All right. Now, in the case of George, of course, George is not in my list. It iterates all the way through, goes from 1 to the length of the list. It exits the for loop because it gets to the end, and it reports back -1. And that's the way I wrote my code, to report back -1 if the item wasn't found, and if it was, to report back the index, the position of that item. So this is just another example of iterating through a list, and hopefully that will help you get going.